Tour Junkies.
What is going on, golf addicts? I know you've been waiting to hear that. You've been waiting on us. We've been in hibernation. It's the Tour Junkies. We're back. It's the 2026 Sony Open from Waialae Country Club. We're gonna get to some betting picks, maybe some DFS thoughts, a couple fun bets at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to take care of some business. We're back. We're going to talk about some updates on the tour. We're going to shake the rust off a little bit. Pat, year 11, previewing golf tournaments on the microphone. Sony Open. Here we are. You look good, buddy. You look refreshed, rejuvenated. You look kind of Ozempic, Pat, or whatever it is that you got going on. Everybody's happy to see that. That looks good.
Yeah.
So everything else is all right?
No, just everything's good, you know.
Are you a Wegovy guy? Are you Wegovy or Ozempic? Which one?
What's Wegovy? I don't know if I've even heard of Wegovy.
I think it's kind of like it's like Ozempic. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not. You know what, DB? It's an even year, 2026, even numbers.
Yeah.
You know, I like an even number, so I'm excited about this year. Back in my own space again. You know, I'm not in the conference room of an office. You know, so it's great to be back. I'm excited for this year, and then I feel like the year's already off to a hot start. I know we'll get into that later, but it's already starting off to be a fire year, and we had a little bit of a break before we got to start because we didn't have the Century Tournament of Champions last week.
Yeah, very sad.
But excited for the Sony Open.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's year 11. You would think that our show content quality, production value, and all that would get better. It really is not. Really, if anything, we're trying to take it back a little bit. We feel like we should just remind everybody that really the heartbeat of this show is the words that we say and the emotions we make you feel. So that's our goal this year. We're just going to pour everything into the show and make the content great. We don't care what we say. We've trimmed down some sponsors, some voluntarily, some involuntarily, so that we can just say what we want, do what we want, kind of take it back to the Tour Junkies roots. Pat's not in the closet anymore where the janitor can turn off the lights in the middle of a show. But we do hope to have some, we want kind of an old school Tour Junkies feel. Producer Tony's obviously behind the scenes doing his thing. We appreciate him. And our good buddy down there in Florida, Mr. Matt Every, is back with us, and he's here today. He's ready to get into it as well. So we're so glad to have Matt Every back on the show. Bring him on in. Matt's back. Look at him. There he is. Still handsome. Good to see.
Still handsome.
Hey, speaking of handsome, look at that well-sexed guy over there on the right now, Pat. I mean, God, save some for the rest of us. Jeez.
Listen,
put that thing on a leash there, Big Daddy, huh? Damn.
At some age, you got to decide to. At some age, listen, Matt, you got to decide to start taking a little bit better care of yourself. Okay, that's and so.
Did you wear that? In all seriousness, I think you look great, man.
You did.
Well, I appreciate that.
And did you wear that color hoodie just to remind everybody the color of your eyes in 2026? Because they're just very blue and they're nice. They're very
very
nice.
We all know that I like to wear blue, so why not get the year started off wearing some blue?
This is the year we just glaze the hell out of Pat. Maybe we just do that. That's what the kids say these days. But although that wouldn't really be taking it back to old school Tour Junkies. Like old school Tour Junkies, we would do nothing but make fun of you.
Yeah, no, you can't. If we're going back to the roots, then that has nothing to do with it. So
you are harder to make fun of, though. You're harder to make fun of.
I'm sure you can find something, DB. I know you will. I'm sure you can.
You will be 49 in a couple months.
Yeah, I know.
49. Matt, did you know Pat was 49?
If I had to guess, I wouldn't have gone that high.
How's the? Well, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Okay, Matt, we're excited to have you back.
Yes. What a day!
I mean,
in the world of golf,
there's still going to be some filter on here.
A slight filter.
Yeah, good to have you back, man. What's been going on? You were at the Jags game yesterday. Sorry about that.
Lost my voice a little bit.
Yeah. What's going on in the golf media world for you? I saw a video you were with Ludwig. Was that the other day?
That was today.
Today?
So, yeah, I'm just doing PGA Tour Live this year, the gambling stuff whenever they have that in the coverage.
Nice.
And then I have I'm on the drop every month. The drop it's my drop. I mean, it's every Monday. So we had our first one this week, and it was pretty wild. I'll tell you a little story real quick. You know, we do these your pre-show meetings. They happen. Ours happened Tuesday on Tuesdays, so about a week before the show, and we kind of have an idea of what the show is going to look like. There's 4 different segments. Try to bring on one guy for an interview, whether we can get him in studio if he's local or, you know, something like this. So we had a killer show lined up. I got Ludwig in to come into studio, and he was great today. It's going to be on the Golf Channel tonight at 7, but he was great. And then we had something on somebody else. I'm not going to say his name because we'll probably run it later, but it was pretty much dead set. We were going to have this guy on, and he was potentially going to come in. And then on Thursday, I got a call from my producer, who I'm really close with. And he's like, hey, dude, we're nixing the segment in the Bs. I can't tell you what it's going to be, but it is going to be massive news. So that happens on Thursday. Friday, the Brooks stuff kind of leaks out. And I texted him and I was like, is this what you were talking about? And he was like, not really. And I mean, it was a kind, like 10, you know, a little bit of it, but, and then obviously today it happens. I guess the players had a meeting at 1:00 today, Monday. And then once that happened, it was, you know, one guy calls his agent and tells him, and next thing you know, everybody knows. But it did feel like I was holding nuclear codes for like 3 or 4 days. It was tough.
Dude, that would have been the definition of the drop. Like, they should have let you break the news.
Well, we kind of did. Well, no, okay. So if you think about it, we kind of are. So the news broke at 1 something. So right now, I think Golf Channel just has like regular people coming in, like calling in from home. But I think we might be. They have the Bahamas coverage right now, so their coverage goes, and then the drop comes on at 7, I think. So I think we are kind of the first ones to talk about it, and that was kind of the purpose of it. But yeah, it was a cool day. Ludwig was great. Enough about me though. Let's get into some college football. How about those Miami Hurricanes?
Oh man, come on!
I don't want
I was telling you before we came on. I really was bummed that you guys didn't pull that off, so we could get a little bit of not a rematch, but like Carson versus Georgia would have been epic.
Yeah.
Are you guys pulling for Indiana?
I am.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, I am too for sure.
I had can I say this though? I was thinking about it. This is just random. Just laying in bed, can't sleep, random. This wasn't even right after Georgia lost. This was like 2 nights ago. So well after everything. I open my eyes and I'm just thinking about all kind of stuff. And I thought about, this is so random. I'm not even kidding you. I think Desmond Bain
from the Magic
from Miami. Isn't it Ruben Bain, not Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
Ruben Bain.
Desmond Bain plays for the Magic, yeah.
I think
that was a good pull also, Matt.
Yeah, that was a good pull. Only a Florida guy would know that.
Ruben Only Bain. I think a card collector would know that.
That's true. I think Ruben Bain is arguably one of the best sports names.
That's pretty strong.
Right. Active right now, and maybe like top 10 of all time.
Okay, you say that. What sport? Okay, other than football, what other sport does that name play in?
Basketball.
I mean,
keep going.
I think baseball.
Baseball. Ruben Sierra. Ruben's a great first name. Bain just plays. Bain is that's just such a good name. It plays in
hockey.
I
mean, if you got
Ruben Bain in hockey.
Yeah. It literally plays everywhere. Yeah. UFC.
Oh
my God, UFC. If you had to get in the ring with a Ruben Bain or
NASCAR,
even Ruben Bain.
I don't know about that.
NASCAR's not a sport. Also,
okay.
NASCAR's not a sport. Yeah. Anyway, just random thought about Miami, and I hope Indiana wins. That's all I got. I don't have anything. I like Signetti.
Yeah, that guy's great.
Okay. Oh. Let's talk about Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks is back. It drops today. Pretty
back.
crazy, pretty wild turn of events. Do you think that this happens if Jay Monahan is still in place?
That's a good question. Did you read what Roll-Up said today? I thought it was just to the point, really, really good.
Yeah.
What a way to basically introduce yourself to the sports world. No, I don't think this happens the same. Now, that being said, Brooks was the first one to kind of defect from Live and reapply for membership. So that did. And look, I also know that this, what are they calling it? Player, the new category they made, whatever this new category is, this has been in the works for a while. This is not like something, Brooks came to us on the 23rd. We, let's just make this up right now. Like, Brooks was the first one to come back. There had to be some kind of move. I mean, good God, we've been in limbo for how many years?
Like 5.
Yeah, 4. It feels like forever. So, man, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm a huge fan of the deadline he gave. Like February 2nd, dude, that's like, hey, make up your effing mind or you're out. And these guys, you know, there's a timer on their decision, but at the same time, like, dude, these are guys in the prime of their career right now. And this is a massive opportunity to hop right back into where you were and start competing again. And especially like John Rahm. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, you thrive on competition. When you took that deal over there, you basically like told yourself, I'm only going to compete 4 times a year. And, you know, that adds more pressure to him on the majors. It also cheats everyone in the world out of getting to watch a guy like him, you know, 15 times a year. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think if Bryson comes, boy,
it's over.
It's over. It's over.
It feels like it.
I mean it does. I think the Bryson thing that's. Don't you think Bryson?
And if you're reading the room, it feels like he wants to come. It feels like, and if Rahm's deal wasn't all the way through 2029, dude, just watch one event. He wants to come back.
Yeah, for sure. On the Bryson front, I mean, obviously, you know, he's got a ton of leverage right now to go to Yasser and, you know, and figure out what he can get. But I also feel like he's got to, hopefully, and this is where I think hopefully Brian Roll-Up sees things differently than Jay Monahan would have, because you got to assume if Bryson comes back to the tour table and says, listen, I'm willing to do this, I'm going to leave this on the table, probably more money to go to Live initially, but I want to come back on the tour, and I got to be able to do my YouTube content. I can't. He's not going to. I think they would
welcome that with open arms.
But they didn't previously welcome it, and that was to me all Jay Monahan and whoever was in his ear. So the tour is going to have to relinquish that, which then opens the floodgates for other players that may want to do that, dabble in that. I can see Ben Griffin being all over a YouTube channel at some point, but I think that's got to be key for Bryson is the YouTube content. He's not going to go anywhere where he can't keep doing the YouTube content.
Well, I think also that Yasser or, you know, whatever, the Saudi fund has some investment in that YouTube content also, which might make things a little tricky. But, you know, what's interesting to me is a couple things, like with the announcement today was, like, I kind of just thought, well, maybe Brooks made this announcement back in, you know, late December, you know, knowing this was, you know, about to come. But what was said in that announcement was basically like he announced that he was, you know, leaving Live, and then they kind of like all convened and said, all right, what are we going to do? And came up with this. That's where I don't think Jay Monahan would have reacted so quickly and put something together like this with the deadline and everything. And he was very clear about it and said, this may not happen again. This is, I loved all of that, but it sounded like he was like making the point that, or, you know, saying that we didn't really, you know, we came up with this after Brooks announced, which I thought was interesting, kind of the pivot, you know, move there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Are you denying the host of the drop, Matt Every's reports that this had been in the works, Patrick?
I
I'm
know
not
if
denying
you
it. I'm
read
just,
the if you read
you
the
read the thing,
if
it
you read
says
this
that
thing, it does say that. I mean,
it
I
says
read it
that.
today, but I also
Yeah.
know what I was told today too. Um, I look
Yeah.
either way,
Either way, it's exciting.
it
Yeah.
is, and like I said, just not being in limbo anymore is enough for me. Like this is a great day for the game of golf. I really think one of those.
Absolutely.
I really think one of those guys is going to bite, and then maybe one or two others come.
See,
Okay,
I
let me
wonder.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. If you're Terrell Hatton right now,
Yeah,
are you
Yeah.
pissed?
Yeah. You're pissed.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I bet
That's
he
the one
is
I was thinking about
pissed.
the most. Yeah.
Although, I mean, if Brooks, Bryson, and Rahm all leave, Hatton's winning $4 million a week over there.
Yeah, but does he like it over there?
I bet Hatton likes $4 million a week over there.
He's got
Did
enough
Hatton
money.
go the same year Rom did? I mean, they're kind of
Yeah,
earlier one in their
yeah,
contracts, obviously, because they
yeah.
went a year later than Brooks and them.
That's the
And
thing
you know,
I don't get about Rahm. How's he going to be able to do that? Like that seems he's at a different, like you said, he's at a different point in the contract than Brooks. There's got to be a lot more
A lot
at
of money
risk.
that I think there's a lot of
Yeah,
money that would have to go back to them.
yeah,
well, and you know, another thing too is they appease the rest of the PGA Tour members with some of the penalties.
Well,
You
no,
know,
listen, it's an emotional decision. So, like, these guys there's going to be, there's going to be animosity somewhere out there on the tour towards these guys. What kind of player it comes from, who knows? But I do think like the penalties, whether it's not being included in the equity program or if Brooks comes back, well, Brooks is coming back. Let's say Brooks finishes 70th on the FedEx Cup this year. They're going to let 71 in. It's Brooks does not affect that. They can't get sponsor invites into signature events. Like there are some penalties. I mean, they are for past major championship winners. They are paying a price for coming back to the tour for sure.
yeah.
DB, you're
it'll be
quiet over
interesting.
there.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking it in. I think this is an interesting development and a great time, and I love the deadline. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Deadline's the best part.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It
great.
is.
Before we get into the Sony, I just while we got you here, Matt, too, I just want to talk through real quick. Just this is not a PGA Tour season outlook show. We're not doing that this year, but there's some more changes going on, and every year we get to look at the schedule and see usually new golf courses. Obviously, for a few of the majors, we get that, but also a few other events. And I just want to like quickly run through some new courses,
Okay.
new events, and get your thoughts initially, Matt, on something we're not thinking about or what you're excited to see or what you're not so
Okay.
excited to see or whatever. You got Trump Doral coming back, the Blue Monster for the Cadillac in April. You've got Aronimink hosting the PGA Championship.
Great.
You've got
Both great.
never heard of TPC Toronto at Osprey for the
Me either.
RBC Canadian. Shinnecock for the US Open. I'm a
Great.
fan. And then for the Open, we're back at Royal Birkdale there in England. And then the playoff for the BMW will be in St. Louis, Missouri at Bellerive. I don't really know that I remember a whole lot about Bellerive. And then the fall swing is interesting, like new events, new courses, the Cliffs in Asheville, North Carolina for the Biltmore Championship. You've got we're going back to Japan for the Bay Current, but then the Good Championship at the Omni Barton Creek Resort and Spa. I got a feeling that course is not great in terms of whatever. It sounds like it's just a resort course. But any other thoughts on venues,
Big fan
tournaments, all that stuff?
of Doral coming back. As a kid, or not even just a kid. I mean, up to my low 20s, maybe. I loved watching that one on TV. I thought it showed really well. And also it was kind of for me, it was kind of signaled the start of the golf season whenever it came around on the schedule, because it was the start of the Florida swing. It's a big time golf course. The wind blows there and everything is in play.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that one. Aronimink, another amazing track. I feel like I've played there a couple times in maybe a couple different tournaments. I'm not sure which ones. I think Tiger might have had an event there one year for his, you know what I mean, his event, and then maybe a FedEx Cup event. But just that whole area is loaded with good golf, and that's one of them. There was one other one you said later, not TPC, Boston or Toronto.
Valerie?
That was where
Valerie.
Brooks won, right?
Yeah, I thought that was where he won.
Yeah, it was like super hot and packed with just a ton of people.
Yeah.
Tiger played decent, didn't he, that week?
And wasn't Spieth in contention at that one?
Bro, I have no idea.
Oh, Shinnecock. Hell
Shinnecock, yeah. I do love Shinnecock.
Great track. Dude, I got to go. The only time I played it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I went up there with a buddy of mine from here, and he knew a member that was members in National and Shinnecock, which are right next to each other up there. And we played Shinnecock the first day, and it was perfect out. I mean, it was like 70, blowing 10, just the best. And it was so freaking hard. And then the next day we went to National, and it felt like a pitch and putt. I mean, it did. It felt like I could birdie every hole there. And Shinnecock is just like, I mean, it's balls to the wall. Those greens are just, they're on another planet right there.
There were a lot of complaints last time they were at Shinnecock. I hope they.
When you think of Shinnecock, what is the first thing that comes to your head?
Wieners.
No, for real?
I mean, just cock anytime
Nicholson throwing the ball around on the green is what I think.
Mine is Spencer Levine holing out in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
And then just him ripping, like the world got introduced to him there, basically.
That was great.
Yeah.
I guess you got to think Corey Pavin.
Yeah, Corey.
Yeah,
DB wouldn't remember that.
I don't know, man.
No?
What he hit like a four wood on that last hole for like 8 feet. Yeah, and won it.
Hell yeah. All right, one more thing here. So last year we obviously had some breakout. We always have breakout winners. You always have random names come up and win. And Matt probably is a little more well versed on some of the rookies coming in from the Korn Ferry Tour. Some of these guys that qualified on the DP World Tour, names to watch, names to be paying attention to. So I'm just going to remind you boys of a few interesting winners we had last year. And I'm going to ask if you have any predictions, especially you, Matt, on potential surprises this year. Obviously, my favorite, Brian Campbell, who actually won twice last year, unbelievably. First winning at Mexico, then followed. We remember that 2-week run in February that I just wanted to end it. We had Brian Campbell win Mexico, and then Joe Highsmith won the Cognizant, and I can't do either one of those guys, but that happened. Other breakout winners, Min Woo finally got his first dub. Garrick Higo got it done in Corrales. We had the rise of Ben Griffin, obviously. Ryan Fox. I forgot Ryan Fox was a 2-time winner on tour last year, the Myrtle Beach event. Then he followed it up and won the RBC Canadian Open. JJ Spawn with a huge year. Aldrich Potgieter gets his dub at the Rocket. Chris Gotterup breaks out at the Genesis Scottish. That was a surprise to a lot of people. Ryan Gerard won that Barracuda event. Kurt Kitayama makes a comeback. I know he'd already won before, but it seemed like he'd been just nothing. So anyway, and then obviously you got the fall swing guys like Stephen Fisk, Michael Brennan, Sammy Valimaki, those kind of guys. But thoughts on some surprises we might see get it done?
So like any names you didn't just name right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do think Ryan Gerard's going to have a great year.
I like it.
Dan Brown is a name. I think he's coming over
DP
from
World Tour, the
DP. And there's a guy that I work with, Wayne Riley, and he watches a ton of golf. I fucking love him. He's hilarious. Half the stuff he says can't make it on air, but he's over the moon about this guy. He's like, he's going to win on the tour next year. He's a special player. And, so I'm really just going off of that. There was one other name, Chandler Blanchet. Is it Blanchet or Blanchett? He lives like right next to me.
Pat's best with pronunciation. What is it?
Pat, where are we going with?
I'm gonna go Blanchett.
Blanchett. All right. Chandler Blanchett, real nice player. I would say, as far
he's your neighbor.
No, he's not my neighbor. He lives in town here though.
So is he a Korn Ferry Tour guy? I guess.
Yes, but he's
Yeah.
also he's won at like every level. I don't know his like exact age, but I know he's not like 25. I feel like he's closer to 30. And I think someone like that, once he gets some confidence going, especially, I mean, maybe even Sony week. I haven't looked at the bet the number stuff a ton, but a guy like him, Florida, I say Florida boy, he's lived here ever since I've known him. But I could see him doing some work this year and maybe peeling one off.
Okay. All right. I have one name that I got my eye on, and I mean, we talked about him a little bit last year because he started bucking his head on the DP World Tour. He had 2 wins. He won early in the year at the Sony Open, but then he just won his last event, which is officially titled the Nedbank Golf Challenge in honor of Gary Player. That's the official title. Gary had to make sure his name got in there. So he just won that as well. Finished T30 at the Open Championship. Christopher Ritan is from Norway. He's like 26, 27, 31st ranked golfer in the world right now. Hits at a mile, absolute flusher. Very interested to see this guy play. He's playing this week, but I don't know if this is the best spot for him, but I like that guy a good bit. I don't have any like other surprises. I was looking for like who could be this
What about
year's-
Jordan Smith? Do you know anything about him?
Oh, I love Jordan Smith.
He's
I feel like
he's been around a
big
while.
Jordan Smith fan.
Okay.
Yeah, he has been around.
But this is like his first time like playing the tour exclusively, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about a guy on tour that like think about the JJ Spawn type?
Yeah.
We know him. He's on tour. He's not won. He's not got across it.
Yes.
If you had to pick 1 or 2 guys, who is it that finally gets it done?
All right. This would have been great if you gave me this question like before we came on. But
you think we do that much preparation?
Listen, do you remember last year in Palm Springs when I said JJ Spawn was going to win that tournament and you looked at me like I was growing a dick out of my forehead?
I don't remember that.
I do.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. All right. Who fits that mold?
I mean, maybe this doesn't fit the mold, but he hasn't won on tour yet. But what about Eric Cole?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he started playing well later in the year last year. He always.
What about Bud Colley?
Oh. Okay, now you know I love some Bud Colley.
Yeah, I love that one.
I go Bud over Eric and there.
What about, is it Denny? Does Denny finally get it done? Denny has been knocking, man. He's knocked on the door a lot.
Yeah.
No?
Maybe. I got one for you. Hao Tong Lee.
Oh, man.
Hao Tong Lee is going to have a big year.
That guy would make me look consistent. I mean, it's
hard to do.
Oh. You ever bet on him?
No,
No.
not that I can remember.
I mean, he's probably popped off some triple-digit wins before. Like,
all right, I got a JJ Spawn comp. Who
we got?
119th player in the world right now. Been on tour for forever. Never can win.
Like, hasn't won yet? Patrick Rogers? Is that who you're talking about?
Never won. God, no, I can't stand that guy. No.
Good.
On the opposite side of the spectrum, I love this individual. You spent some time with him back in the fall doing some yoga or Pilates or something.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Mark Hubbard. Hubs is a great JJ Spawn comparison, I think. I love to see Hubbard.
Yeah, I mean, he strikes it nicely.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, it's just, God, what JJ did last year is
wild.
It's freaking
He won
wild,
the U.S. Open.
It just does not happen. Doesn't happen.
It's like winning.
I mean, it does.
Bay Hill. It's like winning Bay Hill twice in a row.
Well, he won, and he almost won the Players.
Yeah. JJ Spawn was like 2 putts away from just having one of the best years of all time.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, let's talk Sony.
Okay.
Matt, Waialae might be the last time we see Waialae. Tour's talking about condensing the schedule. No Hawaii.
It's a bummer.
Seems like it's all but a done deal. It is a bummer. I love Waialae. I actually love Kapalua. I like them both, but I am a fan of a condensed schedule. I will say that. I am a fan. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the golf course itself, What do you think? What are your thoughts? I'm sure you've got many experiences.
Yeah.
Feel free to share.
It's a great week. It is, and I really mean that. It's such a bummer if this is the last one. It's been a staple on the tour for forever, and it's such a unique golf course to what we play out there, week in and week out. This thing has been touched a little bit since I've been there. Like, they've redone a couple green complexes and maybe made them a hair bigger, but the routing is the same. I want to say it's it might be the only one, but I want to say it's the only course we play that's wall to wall Bermuda. Like, because Florida, I know we've talked about on this before, but it's overseeded when we come to Florida. So it's not quite the same. And it's a course where I know I talk about this a lot on here too, but like, Bermuda grass for me matters so much here. And it just because if it does get windy, these fairways there's a ton of dog legs and they're so narrow. They're narrow as it is. If you have a crosswind on them, they're just hard as hell to hold, man. They're hard to hold with a 4-iron sometimes. Like, you just have to it has to be shaped the correct way. Or if you're going to shape it with the wind, it's got to land in the perfect spot to end up holding the fairway. My point is you're going to miss fairways here. Like, it's just going to happen. I don't care if you have a great driving week, you're going to miss fairways, but the rough is playable. But there is an art to judging flyers out of Bermuda rough. There just is. Even at this level, there are guys that are just filthy at it. And then there's guys that are, they're guessing still. So that's kind of where my mind goes when I think of this week. As far as the vibe there is all time. I mean, it's so good. There's two different Hawaiis. Century is totally different. There's no crowds there. There's not that this one's crowded, but I think last year I said this place was like Detroit on the water. Do you remember? That might have been a little mean.
We were trying to.
If you want to find trouble, you can get in trouble there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Tommy Gainey. Yeah.
Was that there?
Or no.
Robert Allen.
Robert Allen.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it at Waialae?
Yeah, it was.
I'm pretty sure it was.
It's what I used to do, dude, is when I would land, it's one of the few weeks where we don't have courtesy cars. So a lot of guys will call transportation, and transportation that week is great, but they'll be like, I need someone to pick me up from my hotel at 5:45 in the morning. So then someone will go there and be waiting in the lobby, and then they take them to the course. Well, I would go and drop my clubs at the course right when I landed, get them to take me back to the hotel, and then I would just get a scooter for the week and ride along the coast for like 30 minutes on the way to the course in the morning. And after playing, like, if you have a bad round, it's like the best ride ever. If you have a good round, it's the best ride ever. It's just a killer week. I really hope it's not the last time they're there, but it's kind of looking like it.
Well, I'm looking at the weather. It looks like Thursday, and obviously this could change a lot. We're recording this on Monday afternoon, but Thursday looks pretty mild. Friday and Saturday, pretty consistent gusts and really just sustained winds in the low 20s, 20 mile an hour.
That's a lot.
So that could get frisky. That could get real frisky
there.
I feel like you're not going to see this place, I think when there's not wind at all, you really can get some good scores. But I think with the wind and everything, you're going to see like high teens is what I would expect the winner to be at.
There's some I think there's only one hole, maybe two holes with OB there, but there's some hairy tee shots when the wind starts blowing. Like 9, no wind is the easiest par 5 you'll play all year on tour. The second that thing starts blowing into your face, that fairway gets real tight, and there's OB right and left. It changes the hole, drastically.
I want to look real quick at some of the updates to Bet the Number, which they have updated a ton. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But on the course page now, these course insights are brand new for the 2026 season. These guys have been working hard on this. Obviously, all this data comes straight into Bet the Number through a license with the PGA Tour and ShotLink data, so everything's good, clean. Bet the Number guys filter down into what they think is important. And I love this new course insights page because it really just gives you a great look at where these courses fall. Are they harder, easier relative to tour average? You can see all that here, as well as the median data. It's awesome. If you want to nerd out on course data information, I think they've made it really easy. They've eliminated anything that's noisy, that's bad data that the tour does collect, and then other people do filter and show and let you look at, but it's just dumb. So you can see, I mean, Matt talked about how it's tough to hit fairways here on average. You can see that. You can see the green regulation number goes up, which makes a little sense, I guess, having a lot of shorter clubs in the hand going into the greens here. Although that number could get difficult with 20-mile-an-hour winds. The scoring average to par, birdies around. You can look at all this stuff. This is great for props betting, building your models. All that stuff is just fantastic for us to use. So leverage it, use it, learn it. Me and Pat are still learning it. All these updates just dropped here a week ago, so we're still learning it ourselves and digging in. But it's tremendous stuff at Bet the Number, and yeah, we love it. Wall to wall Bermuda, you can see that right there too. That's what Matt said, wall to wall. So you can filter this by year. We're just looking at the last 3 years here. Your winners: Nick Taylor, Grayson Murray, rest in peace, and our sweet Korean prince Siwoo Kim were your last 3 winners. But you can kind of see what guys have done well here over the last few years, where they've made up their strokes gained numbers, and just dig in deep to the course page if you want to build your own model and nerd out. Any other observations there, Matt, as I look around on the Course Insights page?
Observations about what?
About the course, about the data?
Not really.
Okay.
I was just thinking of who I like this week. I got one guy.
It's moving on.
All right, who do you like? Let's pull him up.
I like Brian Harman this week.
Oh, you like cockbite, huh? Little cockbite. Have we ever told you that story? Matt doesn't know the cockbite story. Brendan Todd. We interviewed Brendan Todd on here about, golly, I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And we asked him about playing Georgia golf, and so we said, "You got any good stories?" He said, "You got any good stories from there?" And he goes, "Yeah, I do." And he told a great story about how Harman got the nickname Cockbite on the team. We'll have to tell you. We told it on the show, but I don't want to spend the time now. But we'll tell you off air.
I'll tell you off air a good Brendan Todd story.
Nice. Love Brendan Todd. Great guy. All right, so Brian Harman. What do we let's look at Brian's Sony performance. I'd say it's pretty solid. No top tens, but solid, right?
Yeah, I like the wind blowing this week for him. I know he's really good out of the Bermuda stuff, and I don't know, just have a feeling. I like when the weather gets rough and getting it in the hole becomes a little harder. I think it plays into his hands, and he's played there pretty much every freaking year of his career.
Do you agree? Like, I think Waialae is one of those where putting seems to matter a little more, which I tend to go with anyway. Anytime we see the green regulation number decently above average, just because everybody's hitting the green, so you got to differentiate yourself somewhere. Obviously, Harman's a really good putter. I like this new. You agree with that?
Oh yeah.
The
greens are on the smaller side. There's also not a ton of movement there. So if you are a quality like Russell Henley, if that guy gets it going, he can run the table there.
Yeah. I like this new feature they added in the putting card, the per putt versus tour baseline. They kind of break it down by average range. And so, I mean, it's small, it's incremental, but again, it's per putt within that range. And, at Waialae, you're going to have a lot of shorter putts, inside 20 feet or so. Harman definitely does well there. So, all right, I like Harman. Who else? We'll let you drop a few more, and then me and Pat will button it up.
I like Aaron Rye.
Okay.
I know he's up there in the model this week, but and the other thing too, I would take into consideration. And nowadays, I feel like everyone grinds in the off season, but there was a time where some guys would show up over there pretty freaking rusty, and you could make up some ground if you just paid attention in the month of December to yourself. Yeah. So I like Aaron Rye. I know that guy ain't sitting around in December doing nothing. And he's a hell of an iron player.
Had a good offseason too. Won the Abu Dhabi T3 at the BMW PGA. So like you said, you can't just look at the PGA Tour results, but he's one of the most accurate drivers of the golf ball in the field, which is going to play well if the wind's blowing. Not a great putter, but we have seen good putters and bad putters win here. Siwoo and Hideki won here, so
yeah,
it can happen.
And then for like a flyer, Austin Eckroat.
Eck,
I like
huh?
that.
Yeah, especially if the wind blows.
I didn't see that coming. Won the Cognizant, obviously a pretty windy event. His best finish here was a T12 in 2023. Another really accurate driver.
Nice iron player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really good iron player. Decent putter. I see it. All right. Anything else? You'd have a bomb.
Being picky.
Matt?
I'm being picky. I mean, Eckroat's 120 to 1. Is that not a bomb?
Yeah, he's pretty.
Okay, I didn't know. You said.
Let me give you a big bomb. Let me give you one just massive bomb. Give me Toasty, 200 to 1. He's crazy enough to win.
We already get to go.
I feel like I was on him early last year too.
You were.
I was.
Hey, what is
Might
it
as well
about,
just do it again.
Like, what is it about the bombers here? Because I mean, obviously Toasty hits it a mile and he loves to send it. So and Grayson Murray hit it a long way. Like,
yep, you can play this course recklessly if you can. And if I mean, there's sides you can miss on and chip out of the trees and kind of run it up onto the green, like missing on the correct side of the dog leg. But there's a way to some guys just play. There's a couple par fours where guys will take irons off the tee and play for a position where other guys are like, I don't care if I have 60 yards out of the rough. I'll take it and deal with it. And if I hit the fairway, now it's pretty much an auto birdie because I'm, hitting from 50 yards in the middle of the fairway into a small green. So
obviously the folks behind the scenes at Bet the Number, a couple of the owners, one of the developers, both founders, two of the founders work with the PGA Tour players. They work with PGA Tour data. One was on the Ryder Cup data team for a couple years. The other one works with tour players, dozens of tour players on data and modeling golf courses. So they every week pick the model and load in the statistics that you find when you go to the custom model. And as you were talking, I noticed, I remember that one of the stats that they brought in this week is this left rough percentage. So this is basically, and I checked with them on I think it was yesterday or Friday, maybe. So basically what they're trying to measure is how often they miss left. So he basically said the left miss is bad at Waialae. We're trying to eliminate guys with the left miss because of, I guess, probably the dog leg. Short side of the dog leg is what I would imagine. So speaking of Toasty, actually, let's see where Toasty ranks.
That is some really good stuff right there from those guys.
Listen, man, these guys ain't playing. I mean, they're
because I'm running through it in my head right now, and it totally is checking out.
One of them is at Waialae this week with his players. So, this is where the edge on Bet the Number is quite nice relative to other sites. And also, I think, that's a pretty nerdy thing. I get it. But let me also just
that makes a ton of sense.
They also do a good job of eliminating stuff that is noisy. I kind of alluded to that earlier. The guys behind the scenes at Bet the Number say, bump your correlated courses, your West Coast short course filters, and all these extra things that people like to throw out there. They don't do it. So that they really feel like they've got it down to only what they really need. They collect all 400 something stats from the Shot Link report on the PGA Tour, but they only put the ones in that they think are actually have predictive value. So it is good stuff. We appreciate the guys at Bet the Number doing their thing. We appreciate you, Matt. Any final words as you part for the Detroit the Hawaii swing?
No, I'm out of the studio this week. I will not be in on the shores of Waikiki, unfortunately.
That's too bad. No scooters for you.
No scooters.
Are you back? Are you back for us next week? You back with us next week?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay, quiz time. Pat answers first. Pat, next week is the American Express. Who won the American Express last year?
I want to say Nick Dunlap, but that was 2024, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a European?
Yes.
I usually remember this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Oh, I know. Let's go.
Who you got?
Sepp Straka.
Oh,
I should have him on my card.
He's kind of European. I mean,
Yeah, we all had that last year. Or you had it.
I know.
I just tailed, didn't it? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I thought that.
I was thinking, you know, when you mentioned that left rough miss, dude, the years I played good there, I had this nasty like wipey fade I was hitting off the tee, and it just worked out there
a little queef monster out there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
All right.
All right,
Hey, buddy. Thank you.
hey boys.
Ah, so good. Good to talk to Matt. He's doing a good thing over there on the tour. Big time tour guy now. All right, Pat. Oh, we talked about BTN, but I forgot to mention the promo code. If you use code TJ. All right, so all these new updates. There's a ton of new updates, especially and updates that we can't cover here on the Monday show. But they made a ton of updates to the live data reporting, live stats coming in. The whole props and the player props. Oh my God. If you're on Prize Picks, Underdog, or you're betting, prop bets on any sports book out there, the live tournament stats and the historical average tournament stats for all of that, as well as the props page, got a major upgrade. They consulted with us. They consulted with our boy GS Luke, our boy Kenny McAndress, kind of the two prop gods in the golf betting space. And they've already dropped tremendous tools for that and more to come. So vast improvement with Bet the Number, as has been every year. You need to be checking them out. Subscribe to their newsletter if you haven't already as well. That's dropping some good intel. We'll put a link to that in the description. But if you use code TJ, you get $40 off for your first year, which takes the annual subscription to just $200. And if you use code TJ for the monthly, it takes $5 off per month for the first year. That takes it down to $24.99. And if you're a Nut Hut member in the Discord, as long as you're a member in the Discord, you pay $199 a year in perpetuity for Bet the Number. Love those guys. They are our primary sponsor for 2026. Couldn't be more happy to team up with them as well. Obviously, last year we bought some equity into Bet the Number to consult with them and be kind of the marketing arm, and we want to push it because those guys are doing a great job, and they really know what they're doing with the people behind the scenes there. There's no one sharper running a golf data site than these two. So we're excited about it. Get involved. DM us if you have questions, or email us if you have questions about it, or whatever. The service is next level. Check it out. All right, Pat. Want to toss out a few other bets, and then we can wrap up with some interesting. I got a couple of little things I want to share with you that I don't have on the. Who are you looking at, bud? Start at the top.
I mean, I think up at the top, I just don't think I can go Henley at 11-1. Although I do like him this week. I think in DFS, I would be fine just playing him and eating that chalk. But I feel like, we talked about him for a little bit because of his great year last year. But I feel like JJ Spawn at 19-1 is the first one I get to. Because you got Bobby Matt.
I was gonna say Griffin. Like, I think Griffin at 17 is kind of juicy. Like, I like that.
Yeah, I think
he's the far better putter than Spawn long term.
He is. They both have played here the last 3 years. Spawn has 2 top 15 finishes. Oddly enough, 2024, which is the last time I believe I was on him at this tournament, he missed a cut. So maybe don't go with me at 19-1. But he was really the first one because you got Hideki there at 18-1. I don't know. He's won here before, but
kind of fluky.
Feels a little, yeah. I don't know what Morikawa brings to the table right now. I'm really interested to see what he's got this year. Like, I heard he's chasing ball speed again. Not again. He's like one of those that are, going into the year chasing ball speed. But I think Morikawa's just it's a wait and see for sure approach on him. So I don't want to look at him. And so I think, somebody like JJ Spawn at 19-1 is probably the first one I go to. And then I kind of drop a little bit after that.
Yeah, I mean, certainly at the top. I will say, like, the field strength is really nice. I mean, this has kind of got some decent depth to it, if you ask me. There's some good names in here. There's some names I'm like you, like, I don't want to bet them, but I'm very interested to see them and see how they do. I'm like, what are we going to get out of Jordan Spieth? That'll be cool. But it's a good field. 120 players, top 65 and ties make the cut. So fewer players this year at Waialae, but I think Ben Griffin is the best value for the top end because of how well he played last year. He won birdie competitions that tend to be what Waialae could be if the weather's whatever. He's a Bermuda expert. I mean, the guy holds course record at one of the RSM courses in Sea Island. with a 59. Very comfy on Bermuda. He's now, I think, newly married to Dana. I think
I was going to say, do you know how he and Dana are doing? Because that's
they're doing
important.
great. They tied the knot. The nuptials have happened,
Mhm.
and Dana is just thrilled to death that she's now an official long-term WAG on the tour. I
Yeah,
know
she's a
that's
Griffin.
I know, yeah, Dana Griffin.
Mhm.
So anyway, I think Griffin is a really good value at 17-1. Like if Russell Henley's 11, I know his caliber of player, like Ryder Cupper, been out there a long time. Obviously, a tremendous record at Waialae, but it feels like right now Griffin's just as good, just as hot, and kind of the same player as Russell Henley at 17. So I like that. And I'm like you, it is kind of a steep drop off. Like Aaron Rye is interesting to me. Matt
Mhm.
talked about him. He did win recently on the DP World Tour, playing nicely. The concern is the Bermuda putting specifically, and it's really bad. If you look on the bet the number model, it's not good. He's like 82nd in the field. So he would have to be one of those situations where, it's like a Hideki Siwoo situation where they just get hot with the putter one week and he rolls. So maybe, maybe if you have the option to do an each way bet, you do an each way bet or a top 5 or a top 10 if you're really bullish. But I think from an outright standpoint, I like the next 3 in that same range: Harry Hall, Kitayama, and Chris Kirk. Chris Kirk shocked the world when he came to Kapalua a couple years ago, first event of the year, an event he
Yeah.
had no business winning, and he gets it done. We know how accurate he is off the tee. He's had good finishes here. It's not a sexy name, but the guy's a closer. He's a winner. T3, T2 here in his last 5 starts at Waialae. End of the year, great last year. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just a matter of how much is Chris Kirk. It's kind of that whole rust factor thing that Matt talked about. We saw him at the RSM. He missed the cut, whatever, don't care. But what's he done since then? I don't know. But Waialae's a great spot for Chris Kirk. And then Kitayama is just kind of riding the hot into the year that he had. And Harry Hall, also a hot year, but just tremendous with the putter. So I'd say if I had to rank them, my favorites would be Kirk at 40 and then Hall at 35, followed by Kitayama.
So yeah, I actually had Harry Hall as my next play that I was going to talk about after Spawn. I like him a lot. I think he's definitely one of those that I think is primed to win this year, and maybe even win a couple times. I mean, I think Corey Connors is interesting too. He did not play a whole lot in the fall, so he's maybe coming in a little bit. We just talked about that. Maybe he's not sharp, but he did play the Hero, finished I think 7th there. I think Connors is interesting at 35-1, and then for me, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Jordan Spieth. I think
You are.
Jordan 45-1, or what is he, 40-1? Did he
45,
go to 45?
I think.
45-1. I mean, that
Who are
feels
you
like a
talking to,
pretty.
Pat? Are you on the inside somewhere, or is this PGA Tour Radio hour or minute with Pat Perry?
No. DB, what do you think? This is PGA Tour Radio hour, okay? This is when you listen to PGA Tour Radio. So
Okay, but I'm saying like
that Jordan Spieth is back
but
on
to
this
me,
game.
Time out. I got to throw a flag.
No, you can't throw it. You can't throw a flag.
I'm throwing a flag. I can throw a flag whenever I want. I'm throwing a flag because the PGA Tour Radio.
You don't listen to PGA Tour Radio.
I don't care. The PGA Tour Radio is going to take every opportunity possible to, I'm going to use the word again, glaze Jordan Spieth.
Yeah,
he is the golden boy of the PGA Tour.
Still,
they will do whatever they have to do to get themselves in a lather about Jordan Spieth's potential. Oh, he could be bad. Oh, well, whisper. Oh, Jordan's doing this, and Jordan's, I mean, I just don't. I don't. That is a very biased media outlet for Jordan Spieth. It's basically a Jordan Spieth propaganda machine.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I bet he plays better than Chris Kirk this week.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
All right. You want to make a bet?
I don't. What was the last one, by the way? Don't you have to get punched in the face or something? What is it that you
punched in the face? Jeez, I don't think so. No.
You have to. It is the wife slap.
That didn't happen. Did that happen?
Yeah.
Did I lose that?
Yeah, you did. Check the
Okay,
tape.
I'll do it when you go to your concert for losing the season long bet.
Okay, all right.
All bets that I have to pay from here on out or
They have
from
to
the
be
wipe slap
after
on
that.
are
Yeah.
after that. So when that happens, done. Okay. Other than all right, so keep on going here down the Jordan Spieth, past the Jordan
Past
Spieth path.
him,
Like
I mean, I think Nico Echeverria, who almost won here last year,
I was looking at that.
played very well at the RSM. He had sort of like that hot start to the year, fell off a little bit, but finished fairly strong. He was ninth at the Bay Current Classic, T14 at Worldwide Technology, then a T4th at the RSM, which is pretty much, I mean, that's basically the last tour event. The Hero doesn't really count. So I think Nico is another one that's interesting there at 50-1. Matt mentioned Brian Harmon. He's hard to look away from. Then you get into I think a little bit longer shot guys. I mean, there's some good rookies that are in this field. Johnny Kiefer, Rattan, who you mentioned earlier, at that 50-1 range, but I'm not quite ready to, throw down on them just yet. But I do think they're interesting.
Can I give you a name that I don't think I bet all year last year? And I'm not saying I'm going to bet him this year. But I'm tempted by Matt McCarty for the first time ever.
Yeah.
A T8 at the Wyndham, that's all Bermuda, or pretty much Bermuda. T3 at the Black Desert was his last PGA Tour event in the fall. But then, speaking of keeping the game sharp, he goes all the way to the Crown Australian Open on the DP World Tour just a few weeks ago and finishes T8 at that event. I feel like this is a good little Matt McCarty kind of dinky-dunky course. I don't know that he's the best putter. Let me pull him up on BTN. Actually, no, putting's actually he's a really good putter over the last 24 rounds. Accurate off the tee. Like I think McCarty is an interesting play. A winner on tour back in the fall of 2024. So 60-1 for McCarty, I like. I am also intrigued by, I'm going to give you two more names. I like Max McGreevy, 90-1.
Yeah.
Max kind of came on a little bit, right? Towards the end of the year.
He did. Yeah. Third and a second. I mean, he was hot, very hot.
He's ranked 65th, 67th in the world right now, which is wild. Runner-up at the RSM, third at the Butterfield, 11th in Utah, 12th on a Japan Tour event. That's all his fall. Like, I mean, just a great fall season for Matt. Played well at the Barracuda last year. I mean, played well at the Cognizant, T4 at the Cognizant last year with the wind. So, I don't know.
He has not done well here, but if you look at his player page, look at the driving accuracy. Is that right?
Yeah, he's a different player. Like, he's one of those guys that he's gotten a second shot on tour. I mean, remember our buddy Brett Swedberg caddied for him. He's getting he got his second shot on tour. He's taking advantage of it. But I really kind of throw out, if you look at his course history on a lot of golf courses before 2025, I think you can kind of forget it because I think he's a new guy. And that happened. I mean, that happened with Jaeger, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. The last thing I'll say, and I hate it, it's going to, that movie The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock when she says I'm sorry for something or whatever, and I think Tim McGraw asked her how'd that taste, and she said like vinegar. This kind of tastes like vinegar, but it is kind of wild to think that a guy who, basically putted his way to winning the John Deere and, has the accuracy number close to 70% of fairways hit is 250-1 to win at Waialae, and that's Brian Campbell. That's just a wild number to me. Like 250 is just wild.
Yeah.
That's
coming out of your mouth. I got to be honest. To start 2026, you're gonna talk about Brian Campbell in positive light.
Yeah, it's wild. That's a wild number. It's more than triple freaking like Alex Smalley's odds. What are we doing? There's no way.
Yeah.
The guy's a 2-time winner last year, and this is a perfect
But
golf
do you
course
think
for him.
he was resting in his laurels during the holiday season?
Oh, he could have been, huh? He's just sitting there going, "Man, I'm a 2-time tour winner. I'm the uh, I'm the 73rd ranked golfer in the world."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you're
know.
right. The
All is
last time
good
he
in my
played,
world.
the last time he played was the Bay Current. I don't know. Just 250 is
Yeah.
nuts. All right, that's all. That's all I got. You got any more winners?
Yeah, I'll add in right next to Max McGreevy, Lee Hodges, who comes in 7th in the BTN model, 4th at the RSM. He's got a 10th place finish here last year. I think he's to me just a solid golfer all the way around. I think Hodges certainly has a chance to win at 90-1. Another guy, and this is one that I can't really believe it's coming out of my mouth. But Adam Svensson, DB, played well, and he had to go to Q school, finished 2nd. But he's been playing a lot better lately. Played, here. Let's see, he's been here, I don't know, the last 5 years, 6 years. T30, T30, T41, T7. I think Svensson has a type of game that could win here at 170-1.
Oh God, Svensson. All right, what about some top 20s? I want to give you a couple names I haven't mentioned here. First, for my locks, I have one I've already mentioned, one I have not. I'm going to do a Harry Hall plus 145 top 20. Now, this is including ties on DraftKings, which I do prefer to always include ties because you get burned. So the dead heat rules do not apply, which I like. Including ties, plus 145, top 20 for Harry Hall on DraftKings. Same thing, including ties on DraftKings. A guy I have not mentioned yet, but a guy who, even despite his old age, he's probably, as old as you, Pat, even despite his old age, kept it rolling in the offseason. Mr. Adam Scott is plus 155. Played 2 events in Australia, finished 5th and 7th in the month of December, by the way. Played a Korean Tour event, the Genesis Championship, T30 there. Played a Japan Golf Tour event, T11 there. Played the BMW PGA at Wentworth, T38. Like, the guy went on a world tour over the fall and played nicely. And he's Adam Scott. So, checks some boxes. I mean, he's not the best fit for YLI, but plus 155 for the old vet coming in with a lot of form, having played in Australia in the motherland and played well. I like that. And then my biggest bomb, I'm going to go with, I already mentioned Campbell, but he's plus 550. I think, it's kind of wild too that Adam Schenk is plus 550. The guy he just won the Butterfield, and I think he mentioned he made some key changes, either mentally or equipment or putter or something happened, and then he followed it up with a missed cut at the RSM, but I don't think that's a big deal coming off your first tour win. He finished 6th here last year. I think Adam Schenk plus 550 is a big bomb for a guy who's, been on tour a while and come close and has had some decent finishes in the past. So I'll go Harry Hall, Adam Scott, Adam Schenk.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2, or the 2 top 20s that are the favorites. I would say Connors at plus 125. Feel very good about that one. Also, I think, we haven't talked about Nick Taylor at all, who won this thing last year. Plus 160. He has not finished outside basically the top 10 the last 4 times he's played. 2 11th, the 7th, and a win.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. So no one really
Nick
likes
Taylor
to talk. He's very boring.
He's so forgettable. He's so forgettable.
He is.
Great guy.
But you can win money off of him at plus 160. So I like that. I think my long shot, just because I want to talk about him early in the season, and I think he had such a great year on the Corn Ferry. Our buddy Smoth Daddy, Austin Smotherman's plus 550. We'll see how he comes out the block here at the Sony Open. He's played it twice. With his 67th is his best finish. So, but I think he's a different player now based off of what he did last year. Yeah. And I'm expecting a lot of good things from him. So I think he at plus 550 for a top 20 is pretty good.
I'm glad you mentioned him. Big fan of Austin Smotherman. He's a friend of the podcast, friend of the Tour Junkies. Great guy, great family. Another guy we're going to get to see get a second chance on the PGA Tour. He had his chance on the tour, lost his card, went back and got it done on the Korn Ferry Tour, won on the Korn Ferry Tour. He's always been a great iron player. He's had the ball striking to contend on tour, but just the short game and the putter eluded him. So I think that's gotten a little better. He's one to watch, I think, all year. So I would love to see, man, that would be awesome. Love to see Austin get it done. Just a few quick little notes I made for DFS, just some pivots, if you will. I didn't really find any pivots I loved until I got to the 8K, and I wrote down two, and we've already talked about them, so I won't spend any time on them. But Adam Scott at 8,400 and Brian Harman, who Matt Every talked about at 8K. I just don't know how many people are going to be antsy to play those guys. I mentioned Christopher Rattan at 7,600. I don't think this is a great spot for him to win, but I do think he's going to play well. He's an excellent player. We'll see how popular he is. In the DFS community, he's going to get pretty popular. I think guys know. I mentioned Matt McCarty. I mentioned Max McGreevy. A few names I didn't mention in the 7K, Vince Whaley, 7,300. Our boy Big Vince, another friend of the Tour Junkies. Good dude, played well at the end of last year, can roll the rock when he's hot. And then in the 6K, other than McGreevy, I got three more. Zach Blair. I can't stand the guy.
Yeah.
But this is a great spot for Zach Blair.
Great spot for him.
And he had some good finishes in the fall, 6,800. Takumi Kanaya at 67, really good putter. Doesn't have a great record here, but I think Kanaya has also evolved as a player, and I could see this being a really good spot for him. And then at 6,500, another friend of the podcast, but bucked his head a little bit in the last couple of events he played, Patton Kizzire. Don't sleep on Kizzire, a Bermuda expert, Bermuda just elite Bermuda player, can get really streaky. I think Patton Kizzire at 65 is a good value. Anything else to add there?
Well, I mean, going down in that 7K range for me, I actually was glad you mentioned Matt McCarty earlier, because he was one of those that I was looking at from a DFS standpoint. A couple more, I liked Austin Eckroat for DFS. Matt Every mentioned him, Adam Svensson, and then one more, DB. And this is you may not know this, but my dad. This is information from Dad.
Oh, heck yeah.
So
P. Perry Sr.
Dylan Wu, who I believe was either second or first at Q School, he's got William Lanier, our buddy William Lanier, on the bag, who was he used to be on the bag for one of the Bryan brothers, whichever one that was. I don't know.
George Bryan, or sorry, Wesley Bryan, and then also Henrik Norlander.
Yeah, he was on the bag so he's now on the bag for Dylan Wu.
Fun fact: the last golf lesson I had in like September, William Lanier sat and watched me, and I was a stripe show, and he was very impressed.
Okay, there we go. That's a good sign for Dylan Wu.
Yeah.
6,500. Look, if you're getting down there, this is what you got. This is the kind of information you're getting.
I'd rather have Patton Kizzire. Okay, on the way out of here, Pat, I just want to say this. I stumbled upon this. This is crazy. Prize Picks now has this thing called teams, and they also have this thing called culture. They're basically getting into the Kalshi, like poly market, prediction markets is I think what it's technically called. It's gambling. It's sports betting.
Yeah.
But there's different ways you can attack this thing. And so anyway, for golf right now, and I'm sure there will be more added as the tournament gets going or as the season gets going, but for golf, and listen, the odds are terrible, okay? So, but if you're in a state like Georgia, like we are, where you can't legally go to a legal sports book and place a bet, because you'd have to go to an offshore site, and then those odds aren't good either. And you just got to get some action in, and you don't care because you're a casual bettor or whatever. It's money you can afford to lose, which is what we recommend. Then you can go to Prize Picks and get this done. But one of the ones they had for the season-long PGA Tour season is a list of guys who will win or who will not win a major in 2026. And so I got three guys that I said, no way they're winning a major. No way. And it's basically plus 100 odds. So I'm just going to double my money if they don't win. So I put $100 on these three names, Pat, and I want to get your thoughts. Will not win a major. I went with two guys who are injured and Tom Kim, because I think this is kind of free money right now. Justin Thomas is he's recovering from his, a back or hip injury. Will Zalatoris has had another herniated disc repair procedure and is waiting to come back. And then Tom Kim just sucks. So if those three guys don't win a major, I win $100 for each one.
I mean, I love it. I don't know how.
Yeah,
I want to get off of I want to get off of this right now so I can go do that. I mean, that's just.
Yeah, I think I should
There's
put
no
more
way
money
Tom
on it.
Kim's winning a major, and no way I don't see Justin Thomas or Willie Z for sure.
Yeah,
Willie Z may sneak up and like surprise you on one. He's like the only one that scares me, and he probably shouldn't be. He might be the safest one.
See, I think Thomas scares me more than any of them because he was playing so well last time around, or last year. So I don't know. I guess I just put 100 on there because I was a little afraid of what would happen after. Like I'm missing something, or maybe I forgot, or I didn't realize what I'm doing because it's a new thing, and I didn't want to like drop $500 a guy on there. But I may go load up some more. But I just wanted to bring this to the people's attention because this is a show for the people. But I mean, I don't think those guys have a chance of winning a major next year.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. I'm going to look at this later.
All right. First show of 2026 in the books. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for following along. We appreciate it. Thanks to our friends at Bet the Number. Let's have a great week. Let's bend over our bookies and may your screens be green for the Sony Open. See ya! Out! Tour Junkies featuring David Barnett is not an affiliate of CWM LLC. Opinions expressed by the host or guests do not reflect those of CWM LLC. CWM LLC does not endorse gambling or the entities promoted by the Tour Junkies podcast. David is a non-registered representative of CWM LLC, an SEC registered investor.